Alright, so that was very quick. Next crew.
Ugh.
EcoPress. Overview. EcoPress is a publishing house located in an alternate reality, having an ability to produce anomalous items with characteristics of normal information carrier, such as paper discs, etc. Due to the alternative reality with the EcoPress exists in, the Foundation currently lacks knowledge of the cultural, geographic, and space structural information of the world that EcoPress exists in. Based on similar reasons, the EcoPress also lacks reliable observation methods of the Foundation universe, and seems to have limited observation abilities through certain items. The EcoPress uses Chinese as main language of communication, while some members have proficient English or ancient Chinese ability, which have no major differences with the same named languages of the Foundation universe. According to related experimental communication records, the alternate reality that EcoPress exists and seem to have most historical processes, same as that in the Foundation universe, but the degree of difference is uncertain. Most products by the EcoPress has anomalous properties that do not cause direct body injuries, although they mostly have strong mental affectability. They usually do not cause casualties. Currently gathered information shows that EcoPress seem not to be aggressive towards the Foundation universe. Its attitude is more likely of exploration and have a strong interest in parallel universes. They came in contact with the Foundation. On a side note, as the EcoPress has a strong exploration interest for parallel worlds, there are reasons to speculate that EcoPress may possess large amounts of products from different parallel worlds. Alright, cheery. Guess how many SCPs there are.
One, at least one. Please, one.
No.
Oh, thank.
Oh, it's just one. It actually is just one. And it's about the Global Coal Coalition.
You know what? That's okay. Let's go in.
Wait, Global Coal Coalition believes that ramen is practically sushi, which causes a domino effect.
What? They believe it is not sushi. Like some ramens use oyster sauce, some use fish sauce, some use other sauces as one of the bases in the soups. And that does not mean it's sushi.
Oh, it's rather short. That's good.
Some ramens don't have any meat in it whatsoever.
Oh, it's a news article. The Global Coal Coalition believes that ramen is practically sushi, which causes a domino effect. September 8th, 1830, photo Shinbum of Koigarasaki. The Global Coal Coalition believes that ramen is practically sushi, which causes a domino effect. Early last night, the Global Coalition announced its opinion that ramen was practically sushi.
Koigarasaki. Sorry.
Koigarasaki, got it. The coalition's sudden new policy has caused quite a stir in the sushi bladder community.
Basically, people who eat a lot of sushi. Imagine you like really love sushi, and then someone says a completely unrelated food is basically sushi.
Hey, look, Jerry, you should see this. It's the Church of California symbol.
What?
The picture right here, symbol of the Church of California.
I've never even heard of that.
It's for the California roll. I was making a joke because it's called California. Anyways, is this
well, yeah, the California roll is a real type of vegetarian sushi.
Yeah. Is this a way of directly accepting the Church of California roll's request? Behind this, a seemingly inexplicable behavior of the Global Coalition is the doctrine of one of its constituent groups, the Church of the California Roll, hereafter referred to as the Church of CA. According to the Church of California, scriptures of all types of ramen emerged as tears when the one and only California Roll, artificer of reincarnation, stubbed his little toe against a mountain. It's commonly interpreted as an illusion of Mount Fuji based on the description of the carved and flattened mountaintop. Since the California roll is clearly sushi, the theory goes the trinity of ramen equals California roll equals sushi is established. This is known as central dogma. Later, it is said that the ramen were intertwined in the salt water that sprouted at the same time, from which the first life was born, and this day is called the Cremosa, a day of festivities for the Church of California. It's difficult to know what day it is, so it's considered acceptable to celebrate at any time. Thus, the identification of ramen as sushi is central to the dogma of the Church of California, but because of its content, it is often criticized as heretical and pagan. For this reason, the activities of the Church of California in Japan have been strongly repressed by the Non-Rotary Sushi Association, but the GOC's backing has allowed it to expand its influence in Japan. It is believed that GOC's current stance is also intended to checkmate the Non-Rotary Sushi Association by showing its support to the Church of California. Initially, the Global Occult Coalition incorporated the Church of California into the Council of 108 as an inevitable policy shift due to the tuna lighting incident. But as the only coalition sushi bladder member organization, the Church of California has made steady progress in a short period of time and is now an integral part of the GOC. Recently, the Church of California came close to preventing a ritual invocation of a type white thaumaturgical entity, represents a meditating being that manifests higher divine entities, exerting a profound influence on humanity, a typical angel, known as Dawn. On behalf of the Church of Atlantic Macro Sushi Atunism.
Wait, what?
The Church of Atlantic Macro Sushi Atunism is an organization based on the Bonito
Bonito
sushi
Atarianism.
There's no R. It's a Tunism.
I didn't say any R.
I thought you did. Anyway.
I said bonito sushi. Atunism?
Yeah, Bonito Sushi Atunism. Arising.
So it's bonito, sushi, and tuna.
Yeah.
You know what bonito is?
No.
It's a specific type. Basically, you take dried fish, which is a very, very long process, and you shave the dried fish, and you get bonito flakes. And it's amazing. It is amazing on so much food. It is amazing on food. It is amazing in food. It is amazing as part of soup stock.
Yeah. All right. Arising from Gnosticism, they believe that the sushi of this world is a lie, and plan to manifest the true sushi, the macro sushi
macro sushi tuna.
Well, it's shushas.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Macro sushi tunism.
It is so hard to say that. Of the beginning.
Macro sushi shiatism. I mean, tunism.
Yeah, that.
Okay.
Of the beginning through the execution of the sushi instrumentalization project, which will bring about the dawn of sushi. According to mythology, it is believed that the macro-sushiatunism of the beginning appeared after creating this world, and is sometimes equated by some
disappeared after the creation of this world.
Disappeared after creating of this world, and sometimes equated by some of the California roll artificer of reincarnation and the will of sushi. What is this?
I don't know.
I think this is one of the parallel worlds this group's in.
You know what? All these groups might really exist.
Had, had Dawn been invoked, the coalition of the deployed GOC forces, approximately half were converted to Shumishai rice, would have at least irreversibly rewritten the ecosystems of all the world's oceans, allowing him to claim that ramen is sushi.
What the fuck did I just walk in on?
I think we need to start from the beginning, specifically for Hatchet.
Okay, I'll start.
Why did I just hear about? Why did I just hear about the Global Coalition soldiers being turned into sushi?
All right, so
You know what?
Turn into-
I'll read it, okay? Since you already read it once, Bright, and you did such a good job, and this is too hilarious not to have Hatchet hear it. The Global Occult Coalition believes that ramen is practically sushi, which caused a domino effect. And this was on September 8th. Man. Yeah. Early last night, the Global Occult Coalition announced its opinion that ramen was practically sushi. The coalition's sudden new policy has caused quite a stir in the sushi bladder community. Is this a way of directly accepting the Church of the California role's request? Behind the seemingly inexplicable behavior of the Global Occult Coalition, GOC, is the doctrine of one of its constituent groups, the Church of the California role, hereafter referred to as the Church of California. According to the Church of California scriptures, all types of ramen emerged as tears when the one and only California role artificer of reincarnation stubbed his little toe against a mountain. Commonly interpreted as an Allison allusion
yeah.
allusion to Mount Fuji, based on the description of the carved and flattened mountaintop. Since the California roll is clearly sushi, the theory goes the trinity of ramen California roll sushi is established. This is known as a central dogma. Later, it is said the ramen were intertwined within the salt water that sprouted at the same time, from which the first life was born, and this day is called Lacrimosa, a day of festivities for the Church of California. It is difficult to know what day it is, so it is considered acceptable to celebrate at any time. Thus, the identification of ramen as sushi is central to the dogma of the Church of California, but because of its content, it is often criticized as heretical and pagan. For this reason, the activities of the Church of California in Japan have been strongly repressed by the Non-Rotary Sushi Association, but the GOC's backing has allowed it to expand its influence in Japan. It is believed that the GOC's current state is also intended to checkmate the Non-Rotary Sushi Association by showing its support for the Church of California. Initially, the Global Occult Coalition incorporated the Church of California into the Council of 108 as an inevitable policy shift due to the tuna lighting incident. But as the only coalition sushi bladder member organization, the Church of California has made steady progress in a short period of time and is now an integral part of the GOC. Recently, the Church of California came close to preventing a ritual invocation of a type white So, somatic. You said that word better, Bright.
Thaumaturgical.
Thaumaturgical entity represents a meditating being that manifests higher divine entities exerting a profound influence on humanity. Atypical angel. Known as Dawn on behalf of the Church of Macrosusciatunism. The Church of Atlantic Macrosusciatunism is an organization based on Benito Susciatunism, arising from Gnos. Do I just say the G sound or is
Gnosticism.
it? Huh?
Gnosticism.
Gnosis.
Gnosticism. Okay. I was wondering which sound do I make? I don't remember.
I have
Gnosticism.
only have I've only ever heard that pronounced Gnosticism, not Gnosticism.
Oh. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, do you know what bonito is, Hatchet?
No, I don't.
Basically, fish that is dried very carefully and for a long time, and then it is shaved into flakes. It can be used in making broth and making food. It can be put in the food or on the food. It's very delicious. If you see something thin that's pinkish or reddish or something and dancing on food, it's probably bonito, and it's delicious.
Okay.
Yeah. They believe that the sushi of this world is a lie and plan to manifest the true sushi, the macro sushiatunism of the beginning, through the execution of the sushi industrialization project.
It's a instrumentalization.
Oh, instrumentalization, sorry.
You're fine.
Of the sushi instrumentalization project, which will bring about the dawn of sushi. According to mythology, it is believed that macro sushiatunism of the beginning disappeared after creating the world, and is sometimes equated by some with the California roll artificer of reincarnation and the will of sushi. Had dawn been invoked, the coalition of the deployed GOC forces, approximately half were converted to Sumeshi rice. I need to look up Sumeshi rice. I have a feeling that's important.
Maybe.
So, why are we reading this?
It's the only thing connected to this group of interest.
And what's the group of interest?
The Eco Press. Oh, by the way, Hatchet, while you're gone, on the previous one over here, Roll Sleeves Up Club, basically, the only information we got is it could be this bad criminal group, or it could be this group that fights criminals. We don't know. That's the only information we got, because it has no connected SCPs. So I made a new tier, not enough info. Oh, I misspelled enough. Anyways.
Yeah, even the information they gave us, it was literally like, it could be this, or it could be this.
Yeah. So we have a new
Can you
tier.
scroll over that again? Because I need that word again.
Sure.
Sumeshi.
Once Jerry cuts herself, I'll go back to reading again.
Oh, it's just vinegared rice sushi.
Oh.
Yeah, basically, it's the type of sushi. The type of rice you use for sushi. Okay, let me just continue reading. Yes, it is important. Okay. Can you put over the 6 again so we can read what? Oh, so half of the members of the GOC believe and were converted to Sumeshi rice. Okay. I don't know what that means, but it probably means something. Would have at least irreversibly rewritten the ecosystem of all of the world's oceans, allowing him to claim that ramen is sushi.
And now you're caught up with us.
Would you like to continue reading, Bright, from where you left off?
Yeah, I'll continue. But before that, I'll reread the group of interest for Hatchet, so you at least know what's going on. Anyways.
How about you read that after?
Okay. After an article? Okay, got it. Alright.
Basically, it's a publishing press in another reality.
Yeah. It was initially rumored that the Global Occult Coalition has chosen the less restrictive Church of California because it did not want to get too involved in the normalcy of sushi, which even qualifies as a theological controversy. If this is the case, the plan has backfired. Often sushi bladders are perplexed, saying that it was true that they didn't want the GOC to question the normality of sushi, but still they go from one extreme to the other, or that their minds are pickled in sushi rice. The Non-Rotary Sushi Association will take its case to the JAGPTO, Arbitration Tribunal. Normally, the Non-Rotary Sushi Association has not been silent. In response to the Global Occult Coalition's statement, the association announced that it would immediately file a complaint with the JAGPATO Arbitration Tribunal, stating, "This constitutes a major disruption to the normalcy of sushi. It is absolutely unacceptable. However, it is opinion." Is that supposed to be opinion? Or opined?
Probably,
And I don't fucking know.
I'm gonna say opinion. Opinion that the reason GOC had an issue in a statement in the first place was the constant daily criticism of the Church of California by the Sushi Non-Rotary Sushi Association, and sushi bladders believed that it was an own goal by this Non-Rotary Sushi Association. A JAGPTO executive, Anomalous, also commented, "To be honest, we have our hands full with the 5 Elements Association and the Night Jars Agency. Is it at times like this that we would like them to fix things with sushi." The reason the Non-Rotary Sushi Association chose to go to court rather than Sushi Blade is not only that the tacit understanding that normalcy preserving...
I think it's tacit.
Yeah, tacit.
Okay, tacit understanding that normalcy preserving organizations should not fight each other, but also the fact that much of the Non-Rotary Association's strength is centered on the increasingly popular dark sushi. Some are cynically believe that the regulations have become too strict, leading to defections. In addition, there is widespread opinion that the Foundation's intervention may have been behind the Non-Rotary Sushi Association's unorthodox resort to a showdown in the courts. In the unlikely event of an all-out showdown between the Non-Rotary Sushi Association and the Church of the California Roll, it is possible that the 5 Elements Association will be out for fishing profits. The 5 Elements Association does not look favorably on the Church of California, being outsiders from North America, barging into Japan, even though they are both members of the Council of 108. Therefore, it is feared that they may even support the Sushi Non-Rolling Association under the guise of joining the Church of California. Therefore, the Foundation strongly urges the Non-Rotary Sushi Association to take the matter to court so that there will be no room for interventions. If this is true, the Foundation is expected to support the Non-Rotary Sushi Association in the arbitrary court in exchange for their acceptance of the petition. Meanwhile, a spokesperson for the Church of California, who held a press conference at the same time, stated, "In essence, it is up to each individual to decide what is and what is not sushi in his or her heart. The request to the Global Occult Coalition was a difficult decision." He went on to comment that all dogma is like spaghetti, in response to those who said it might be too perverse. The
Oh my gosh.
Five Elements Association works behind the scenes for the Foundation intervention. The Five Elements Association, also known for its stance on thorough destruction of anomalies, and joined the Council of 108 shortly after the war. But from the beginning, there was notable friction between the association and the GOC, which displayed an openly hostile attitude toward many paranormal organizations, including the Foundation, regardless of the political expediency of the Global Cult Coalition. Last year, the Five Elements Association ignored a request from the GOC Far East Division to cease and desist, and used a ley line to launch an assault on the headquarters of Tohei Heavy Industries, dubbed Incident 446. The GOC sued Tohei Heavy Industries for tampering with the ley lines, but the GOC lost the case because GOC had unilaterally violated the arbitration period of the separate Second Maritime Incident trial, and the case was eventually settled on the condition that GOC would loan the necessary personnel to restore the ley lines. As a result, many anomalous phenomena occurred, and the Foundation GOC are currently attempting to restore the ley lines, including enlisting the help of an independent organization affiliated with the former Shushu Inn to assist them. The Five Elements Association has been considered a problem even with the GOC because of its behavior, but so far has been penalized mainly in the terms of funding because if they were to leave the 8th, occult war would occur. How they are paying a hefty surcharges is unknown, and there are many rumors that they are being paid from Takugawa reserves hidden from the Five Elements Association. However, recent years have witnessed provocative behavior, such as outright ignoring Council 108's decisions, neither appearing at council meetings in the first place nor being held accountable, and repeated provocations by the Five Elements Association are leading to growing discontent with the Council of 108. A member of the United Church of Satan, scientist anomalous, a member of one of the council's constituent organizations, stated the Council of 108 is an organization that has managed to survive on compromise after compromise amidst the hodgepodge of diverse interests. It would be unacceptable for the Five Elements Association to do as it pleases. Thus expressing his distrust with the Five Elements Association, in this contest, many experts believe that the expulsion of the Five Elements Association from the Council of 108 is a possibility. Although cases of expulsion of constituent groups from the Council of 108 are rare, they are non-existent. The Anti-Religious and Anti-Anomaly Association of Atheist Persons and Parkas for the Halt of the Irrational and Religious Enemy, Sapphire Ono, which are part of the first Council of 108, was expelled when its overly radical ideology was no longer consistent with the Coalition's general policy. It is now hostile to the GOC because of the incidents it has since provoked. The problem lies in the fact that they control most of the ley lines that are under jurisdiction of the Global Cult Coalition. The remainder is managed directly by the GOC's Far East Division, as well as a former organization originating from Shushu Inn in the form of an affiliate of the Church of California Roll, which is responsible for the area around Mount Fuji. Therefore, if it were engaged in a dispute with the Five Elements Association, it would be thoroughly destroyed, or it could hinder the coalition's activities in Japan, but the Five Elements Association is a considerably more powerful organization than the former Sapphire. In an emergency, it is believed that they are capable of laying siege to interior numerous ley lines, barriers, and enormous spaces. Since the GOC has a limit of forces it can send to Japan, cooperation with the Foundation is almost essential, but in such a case, it is believed that it would have to relinquish control of some ley lines to the Foundation. This would considerably weaken the GOC's influence in Japan, coupled with the fact that there are no other organizations that are part of the Council 108 with significant influence in Japan, so most forces led by the GOC High Command support the status quo. However, there's no shortage of those who claim that even if their influence in Japan is temporarily reduced, they would still be hostile. It is said that one of the reasons the GOC acted rather badly in the aforementioned tuna raid incident, and then made an early concession, was that they feared the prolongation of the incident would lead to unnecessary interference by the Five Element Association. It is believed that their influence in Japan would increase in the long run if the boldly confronted GOC on all its fronts. Although the views are in a minority at the moment, they may not remain so in the future. The GOC's intervention may have been to their advantage, as they did not want to come into contact with the Non-Rotary Sushi Association, a self-proclaimed organization for preservation of sushi normalcy at such a volatile time. The Japanese government appears to support the coalition's policy. Interviews with relevant officials revealed that the Japanese government has shifted its stance towards the view of the coalition. The government has been struggling to cope with the recent wave of serial sushi terrorism by vestiges of the Nightjar Agency, which actually relies heavily on sushi platters sent by the Church of California. Essentially, the Non-Rotary Sushi Association has some influence on the government through the paranormal agencies under the Ministry of Agriculture, Forestry and Fisheries, and the Ministry of Education, Culture, Sports, Science, and Technology. They have decided that they cannot yet turn their backs on the government. The fact that the Non-Rotary Association cannot afford to devote its staff to anything other than dark sushi has also played a role. In response to the daily attacks, the remnants of the Nightjar Agency, we will continue this action until the Foundation and the GOC leaves Japan. In this way, we will prove the government can maintain normalcy with the sushi blade. The crime statement was made public. One expert, Mr. Katsu, pointed this out as a typical example of being clearly contaminated by dark forces and said, as a result of the pursuit of power, there is no doubt that sushi has engulfed their conscience. In addition to the explosive sushi, which appears to have thaumaturgy at its origin, the Nightjar Agency operates a sushi that deploys a special sushi field that deactivates all weapons reverse engineered from the existing anomaly. The situation is such that governments with inadequate protection against sushi cannot cope with them at all. Normalcy preservation agencies are hastily trying to determine how the Nightjar Agency obtained sushi of such a high caliber. Some have suspected Dark Sushi's involvement, but Dark Sushi leader Yami said in an interview, "We don't care who is in charge of preserving normalcy. We have nothing to do with it." He categorically denied this. Apart from that, he added, "To be honest, we haven't been that alarmed so far, but in the long run, the Church of California role may be a bigger threat than the stubborn Non-Rotary Sushi Association. We need to come up with countermeasures as soon as possible," revealing some trepidation. Written by Seikei Yanzei George R. Corporation Sushi Blade Monthly Editorial Department. Down here, there's a central term for paranormal politics. Normality is defined by consensus. This means that what it is and what is not anomalous is determined politically rather than by clear scientific criteria. The GOC has an image of strict control over anomalous organizations, but the coalition itself is also a group of anomalous organizations. The Holy Order of Knights Templar, Reformed, the Servants of the Silicon Norns, and the United Church of Satan, Scientific. All of these would be people of color who could be subject to control if they were not members of the coalition. Thus, even such basic issues as normalcy take on a more political tinge. That is why the Foundation seems to avoid the use of paranormal technology in a transient way. By using anomalous technology, they try to avoid taking their own dictum of normalcy. Power Justice Foundation in Japan was created by absorbing much of Shushu In. Foundation is ultimately an anomalous organization, no matter how scientific it tries to be. It is difficult to be entirely objective when dealing with anomalies. There is no exception where Sushi Blade is concerned. At first glance, the Foundation appears to be downplaying the development of technology in areas related to Sushi Blade. The GOC, which has softened its attitude from outright suppression of sushi bladders. Oh, sushi bladers. It's probably supposed to be sushi bladers, not bladders. My bad. To a beat sushi with sushi attitude. In any case, the situation isn't changing by the minute, and we have no choice but to become more actively involved with this sushi blader world, whether we want to or not. How will the Foundation GOC approach the sushi blade issue? We will continue to watch and write about it in the future. Takayuki Hirosu, Special Supervision, Mutsumi report this. Oh, here's advertising. It was a high-built chunk of a bone and flesh that supports his body, therefore the concept of sushi and the rest was divided. The Gospel of the California Roll, a long-awaited update edition that includes the new interpretations, EcoPress. So basically, I just wrote this. What the fuck?
I don't feel like we learned anything new about them.
What?
Okay, Hedget,
I-
I'll read the description of the group. EcoPress is a publishing house located in alternative reality, having their ability to produce anomalous items with characteristics of normal information carriers, such as paper, disk, etc. Due to the alternate reality of the EcoPress exists in, the Foundation currently lacks knowledge of the cultural, geographic, and space structural information of the world that EcoPress exists in. Based on similar reasons, the EcoPress also lacks reliable observation methods of the Foundation universe, and seems to have limited observation abilities through certain items. The EcoPress uses Chinese as main language of communication, while some members have proficient English and or ancient Chinese ability, which have no major differences with the same name languages of the Foundation universe. According to related experimental communication records, the alternative reality that EcoPress exists in seems to have most historical processes, same as that in the Foundation universe, but the degree of difference is uncertain. Most products by the EcoPress have anomalous properties that do not cause direct body injuries, although they mostly have strong mental affectability. They usually do not cause casualties. Currently gathered information shows that the EcoPress seem not to be aggressive towards the Foundation universe. Its attitude is more likely of exploration, and have strong interest in parallel universes that came in contact with the Foundation. On a side note, as the EcoPress has strong exploration interest for parallel worlds, there are reasons to speculate that EcoPress may possess large amounts of products from different parallel worlds.
So someone could have informed me earlier that we were reading like a news article from a parallel world. That would have made that way less jarring.
we were trying to tell you, but you wanted to just get with the article, so
It is
Well,
so.
there's a difference between needing to go and read this and just saying this is probably an article from another world.
I think I did summarize that. I said it's basically a group that writes, like, that publishes things from another world,
I don't
from an
think
alternate
I don't
reality.
remember you saying that. I don't know.
That's
This
okay.
is,
So we got all the information we could.
I I guess true neutral.
Yeah, because they're not. Unlike from description, it doesn't look like they're like most news places where they fabricate things. They just write what they see.
You say most news places.
Oh, I mean all of them.
What?
Huh?
Right. These are way too over the top.
Oh,
Fucking over.
I don't know what I'm saying.
Clearly, like this. These are some extremely over the top overgeneralizations you're doing here.